I want to welcome you to the December 24th episode of Laid Back History's 2023 Advent Calendar. And what we're looking at today is right here beside me. We're looking at the Franklin stove. The Franklin stove is a stove that was invented by Ben Franklin. He talks about it in his autobiography in 1742. And he wanted a better way of heating a room. You know, up to that point, you basically had fireplaces. And so that's, back behind us here, we have this nice hand-carved fireplace, but all your heat came from it. So all the way across the room, you had to have heat that would radiate out. Where Franklin came up with an idea of a central stove. So a fireplace that would sit in the middle of the room, and heat would radiate out from all its metal sides and also from the front, so that it would evenly heat the space. And then there would be a stovepipe that would go up to allow the smoke to exit the room. He also, the idea was that by having baffles on the back side of it, that it would draw in air better, it would vent better, and you would have less smoke. So consumption was a major issue of the day. And so that was by breathing in smoke. Consumption, a lot of people think it has to do with drinking or something like that. It's lung congestion from breathing in smoke. And so he felt this would also help in that manner. That would help people from inhaling so much smoke. So all the way back in 1742, but these things are used through the 19th century and even into the 20th century. This one is a little bit of a modern design from the 1742 one. In that it was actually made to vent through a fireplace. So fireplaces would get very drafty, so what happened in the 19th century, you see a lot of times they close them off, and they would put these stoves in front of them. They draw better, less smoke, but also better heat because it still radiates a lot of heat. And this one has a particular feature in that it has a nice spot for you to put your tea kettle up on top so that you can heat up your tea. So while you're heating the room, you're heating up your tea, and you can have a nice glass of tea before bed, maybe some chamomile tea before you go to bed. So, but yeah, so Franklin stoves, major thing. You see them hauled out on wagons to the western frontier in the late 18th century. You'll see them hauled out here and being used. Again, this one's a little more modern. They were a little more compact. They didn't have this feature originally. And they were made to vent a lot of times out at the top so that you can put them in the center of the room and vent straight up. But still, wonderful invention by one of our founding fathers, one of the early, one of the greatest men in our history, I guess, really you could say. Benjamin Franklin. So thank you for joining me for today's episode of Laid Back History's 2023 Advent Calendar. And I will see you tomorrow for our final episode, a special episode. A special episode. So I'll see you tomorrow.